Greetings, Geechlings. Geechin Prime here with my review of Attack on Titan Chapter 93. What was the name of the chapter? Dark Night Train, which sounds like a country music song lyric or something. Anyway, you remember a couple months ago when we got introduced to the time skip and everything? This was 10 times worse. Oh god, it was crazy. A few things have kind of made a little more sense just to be more baffling as I thought about them even further. So I took some notes. It probably covers most of the frickin' chapter at this point. But, okay, we find out that Zeke is being blamed by his superiors for the loss of the armor titan, which, to be honest, I don't really know what they meant by lost, because later we find out that Reiner is still alive. Maybe that because my next point is something that they brought up was human innovations in technology. You know, like the tank train and probably I think it was anti-Titan shells and all that kind of stuff is making Titans essentially worthless in this world. So maybe that's what they meant more. Because, you know, it's like, well, we lost the armor titan because of that. Which still doesn't make a whole lot of sense even when you rationalize it in such a way. But, and then much of the last 4 years of war have been at sea, which makes Titans worthless because they're not swimmers. I mean, it's like, help me, I can't swim. Or these armor plates are weighing me down, sir. It's like, you will swim, Reiner. Okay, someone pull his ass up. He's drowning. Anyway, which then furthered the gap of the strength between the fleet. But it only gets worse because apparently Marley had older ships with fewer resources. So, new powerful fleet versus old run-down fleet. It ain't gonna work. Especially when you consider that they mostly devil in Titan-based stuff. So, and also Zeke apparently has a nickname, Son of Miracle. I don't know what that's all about. And also, he's the one that during this meeting, he proposes that they continue to try and obtain the founding Titan while also developing normal troops. Which it's brought up by one of the generals in kind of a weird way. I don't know if he was just hinting at if they had that possibility yet or not. But it's like, which seems kind of weird, was that, okay, in the last chapter we saw that they do have Zeppelins. Yet in this chapter they kind of conflict with that information. That it was like, soon we will, if we had aircraft, we could then, you know, drop bombs and all that. And it's like, but you already could do that now. I don't... Unless they meant like faster aircraft, which would make more sense. But anyway, it just... kind of a weird conflict there. Then we have... let's see. It's revealed Zeke only has 1 year left of his tenure, as they call it. And worries that Colt won't inherit the Beast Titan. Which is in part due to the point of Zeke kinda needs to keep it because for whatever reason he seems to have this unique ability where he has like founding Titan powers, where if he injects his spinal fluid into an Eldian, he roars, they transform, as we saw in last month's chapter, and then he can control them like the founding Titan. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Also, he apparently wants revenge from 4 years ago. I don't quite know what the revenge is, other than he nearly got his face cut off by Levi. But he says, like, he just wants revenge from there, but to stop Grisha's plans. Which, why Grisha? I mean, wouldn't it be someone else's plans by this point? But, it will be his son that stops those plans. Who the hell is his son? It's almost mentioned that it's Colt. I don't know. Could just be generic terming. It's like, my young protege here is like a son to me or something. I don't know. But anyway, and then, let's see. I already covered that. The past 3 years, 32 destroyers were sent by Marley to Paradise Island. They've all vanished. Presumably this is because of Aaron and Armin's Titan powers. You know, because we already saw, it was Kruger when he destroyed a few ships and everything, so obviously Aaron could obviously do the same thing, and having Armin as the Colossal Titan, boy, he just kicks the water, and it's like, okay, tidal wave. That would be funny to see that. But Zeke also brings up that, like, he thinks the island has the power of 4 Titans. Obviously the Attack Titan, the Colossal Titan, the Female Titan, and the Founding Titan. The Founding Titan and Attack Titan are within Aaron. That's how he's able to, like, call or somewhat command mindless Titans. But he does, or Zeke does mention that the Colossal and Female are AWOL, or missing in action right now. So probably he doesn't have the information that Armin is the Colossal, and Annie may very well still be in that crystal thing that she's been in now for what? I'd say 30 or more chapters at this point. A good length of time. And so yeah, they probably don't know any of that, but he suspects if they have died, their powers will pass on to their children, which apparently is a thing in Titan Shifters, which is interesting. Also, Zeke kind of discredits Reiner's report that this kind of information of passing down the Titan powers and stuff was purely speculative, because of the fact that how could he have checked the whole island to make sure if that information was valid or not amongst the people. So, yeah. Then we have, like, apparently all of Marley's issues come down to with the island 22 years ago when Al sent Grisha and the Attack Titan. They apparently didn't know that Al was the Attack Titan. And the Fritz family changed to the Reese family. And then King Reese was eaten by the Attack Titan and lost the inheritance method. Okay, I guess that's where because he would have been the Founding Titan. I'm correct on that, right? And yeah, it makes the most sense. And then at one point, Zeke informs his captain of other threats on the island. Those being the normal troops that have 3D gear and other things to kill Titans with. And then the Ackerman family, which is apparently a sub-product of Titan science, whatever that's supposed to mean, and was a legend only known to the royal family. Okay, that's interesting. It's already been hinted at that the Ackermans are special. Now we're kind of understanding how they are special. They must have been genetically bred for Titan killing. Anyway, then we get to see Galar's and Peck's human forms. Peck is actually a woman, apparently. I was surprised. But I guess only the female Titan form, if you're actually female, will show female characteristics. I don't know. And apparently Peck has, like, if she's in that form too long, she can't even walk on her hind legs for a while. She requires crutches to kind of keep her balance for a time. And also, one of the most conflicting bits of information in this whole thing was Galar blames Reiner for not being the armor Titan himself, which led to his brother being eaten by the Area Titan, which I can only assume the Area Titan is the Dancing Titan, based on certain bits of information or some context. while saving Reiner at the time. While he didn't get... and then there's Marcel, who I think is supposed to be Ymir's mother. Yet again, on flimsy context. While he didn't get Marcel's memories, Galar understood the predecessor girls, that's talking about Ymir. She wanted to bring back Galar's brother's jaw power. So it's very possible that, and I mean, for him to have those memories, he would have had to have eaten Marcel, who was the Dancing Titan, or ate Ymir, who was the Dancing Titan, and then they both had the goal of getting his brother's Jaw Titan powers, which, with him being the Jaw Titan now, does he have both the Dancing and Jaw Titan powers? I don't know. It's confusing. And, yeah, one note was what I just said. We see some mentally damaged enemy soldiers being transported away, presumably back home based on some of the things that are said. And Yudo says that when they get home, it'll show their inhumanities to the world, and the opinions of Eldians will drop even more to the point the world will want them all dead. And they had already been discussing, like, now that the Titans are worthless, what good are the Eldians? So their fate is now up for debate and to parts unknown. And then, finally, on the train ride home, Colt, in a drunken rant, praises Gabby for what she had done in Chapter 91, and, all this, and it's like, you're the goddess, and it's like, she did more than 800 soldiers, and all this stuff, and then at the final little bit was Reiner is revealed he has 2 years left of his tenure, and he mentions Gabby will be his heir, but Falco says that she will only live up to age 27, which means, if I did my math right, hopefully I did, it should be simple math, but I'm stupid like that, she's only 15 years old right now then. But says that she'll only live up to 27 unless she's used in a bombardment like last chapter, which she would certainly possibly die again, given that technology would be even more advanced in 2 years when she gets the power. So, and then we find out about like what happens to Eldian traitors amongst the troops, because with Falco bringing that up, Reiner gets rather mad, and it's like, do you not see the glory of being able to have this power? And it's like, Marley will brand you a traitor. Your brother, Colt, will lose his privileges of becoming the Beast Titan, and your whole family will be sent in to be used in the next bombardment. Oh, which then he then has to retake an oath of loyalty to Marley, and now he wants to become the Armored Titan to save Gabby from the Titan Shifter's fate. So now he has to surpass her and hopefully become the new heir. And that's about it. I mean, confusing as hell, but it was great. Also, there was mentions of a Purity Titan was apparently the cause of the all those mentally damaged people. Who the hell is the Purity Titan? And then there was, I don't know if it was meant to be taken as a joke at the beginning, like when they were talking about the aircraft, and it was like, are there no winged Titans? If there is, holy shit. There's just like more and more Titans coming out of the woodwork all the time, and it's ridiculous. Because I don't know who's to say we don't already know these Titans, at least by name. It's just that the naming in this chapter was just so off. I don't know, ridiculous, but whatever. It was a good chapter. For all the information, if any of it is to be taken for what I kind of discussed is true, I give this a 5. Right now, I mean, it was a great chapter. Confusing as hell, but great chapter. I loved it. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Keishlings, roll out.